Welcome back to Chill 404. It's probably been maybe 6 months since my last camping trip. Yeah, it's just been too hot up here in the Pilbara to get out and go camping. So this is the first trip of the season. So pretty glad that the weather's finally cooled off enough to get out and about. So just come down to a local waterhole in, it's maybe 100k south of Headland. So yeah, looking forward to tonight. Gonna cook some lamb actually, but you might see that a little in another video. But made a few changes to the vehicle over the summer. One thing I realized on the Gib was, so you can either carry a sat phone or you can get one of those cell boosters, but yeah, really missed having that security of being able to contact someone if something did go wrong. So decided to get a Starlink. I was a little bit apprehensive at first whether I wanted it or not, because I mean, you go camping to get away from all the noise and social media and whatnot. So yeah, I didn't want to just get the Starlink and end up sitting on my phone all night. So I'm denied a little bit, but the Starlink went on sale for, I think it was $2.99, just before Christmas, I think it was. So yeah, picked up a Starlink Mini, and well, when it was on sale for $2.99, and put it on the car. One thing I didn't realize when I bought the Starlink was just how expensive the mounts for the vehicle and all that are. So I'll run you through how I ended up setting it up. All right, so the Starlink Mini was $2.99 on sale from, direct from Starlink actually. Harvey Norman and that were price matching. But I also got the Outcamp roof rack mount and the dish shield from, I believe that's from Dishy, but Outcamp are actually we're doing a package. They're both Australian companies, and they've partnered together to produce the roof rack mount and the dish shield. So obviously you don't want to spend $300 on the Starlink and end up getting it chipped or damaged whilst you're driving. So thought may as well keep it protected. And that way the investment's going to last a lifetime. So for that Dishy and the roof rack mount, that came to $234. So virtually the same price as the Starlink, but I guess it is what it is. Australian made, got to support Australia. But really happy with the mount. So it's sort of a 3-point mount. You mount the Starlink, clips in, and then it's got two sort of clamps on either side. I'll run some footage over the top of this, just showing you how it's all clamped in. But yeah, that mount's not going anywhere. It's pretty secure. So you got two options. You can have the hand tightened nuts, or you can just remove the handle itself and just put the nut on like you would with any other nut and bolt. So yeah, that's how I've mounted it on the roof, and definitely very solid. All right, now in terms of power, there's a few options you got. You can run it with a straight USB-C cable, as long as it's got 100 watts power delivery, that'll work. I have heard with a 15-meter cable, you'll start getting issues, like it'll cut in and out. And you can also run it with a 12-volt cigarette lighter. But again, if you run a 15-meter cable, it will cut in and out. So the Starlink can take from, I believe it's 12 volts up to 50 volts. I'll put something up on the screen if that's not correct. But what I've done for my setup is I've actually hardwired it to the battery. Well, it's running through a fuse block. But I've got it running through a Stepup Converter, so that just takes the 12-volt power supply. Yeah, so I bought a 12-volt to 24-volt Stepup Converter from eBay, $25 or something. I'll put that up on the screen, just what it looks like. But I've hard mounted that onto the headboard of the canopy. So I've got 12-volt coming out the battery into a fuse block, and then through the Stepup Converter. Then the Stepup Converter cables run through the headboard of the canopy, and then I've got an Anderson plug on the outside, so if I do ever jack off this canopy, I can unplug the Starlink and it'll obviously stay on its side, and the Starlink can stay on the roof. So it's my first time using it, and so far I had absolutely no issues. And it's actually surprising how fast the Starlink is. I mean, you can't see, but I'm half under a tree at the moment. It's just sitting on the roof. It's not angled. I haven't aligned it or done anything, and I'm getting 133 megabits per second down, which might be faster than my home internet, which is crazy. You can be in the middle of the bush with no reception, and that Starlink Mini's cranking 133 megabits per second. So, and that's half under a tree. So, yeah, pretty impressed with how it's all going at the moment. But yeah, anyway, if you've got any questions about the Starlink Mini, they do run deals. I believe at the moment it's back up to $800 or $750 or something. But yeah, they do run deals fairly regularly, so I'll just be waiting for one of them deals to pop up, grab it for $2.99 I think I paid, and away you go. But anyway, if you've got any questions, leave them down below, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.